Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my final questions and answer type video. This will be part 4, leading up to the finale of The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 16, Conquer. Okay, so I could not be more excited for tonight. Spoiler warning for anyone who's not caught up. You guys know the usual stuff. Since episode 15 aired and basically since 14, I've gotten back into the Walking Dead mode. I've been really excited for the series. Looking forward to every single episode as they're releasing them. 15 just, brought my excitement to another level because the battle between Peter and Rick was even better than it was in the comic book series. It was just, for me, a lot better. So now episode 16, really, really excited for Conquer. Before we get into the questions, want to let you guys know about a couple things. Number one, people are messaging me telling me that, and I've seen this with Robert Kirkman's Twitter afterwards, that the title for the Walking Dead spinoff series is officially called Fear the Walking Dead. So it was codenamed Cobalt first, and it's going to be in LA. You guys have heard me talk about it a few times. We now know for sure it's going to be called Fear the Walking Dead. It's going to start at the end of the summer this year, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can read a little bit more about it. Basically, everybody seems to be pretty happy, Kirkman and the rest of the crew. That's he's not so involved with it, but it's The Walking Dead, so he's got to be involved with it to some degree. And then there's David Alpert, who's going to be one of the lead people on the series. And basically, they've said they're pretty happy that AMC is going ahead with the second season already before they've even finished airing the first season. So it's really, really good to hear. In addition, so check that out. In addition to that, there's this really cool video series Cinefix is doing. They're doing, and I'll put the link in the description for this as well. You guys can check it out. They're taking the first few seasons of The Walking Dead. They've gotten up to season 4 now. The first video contains seasons 1 and 2. The second video is 3 and 4. And they're recreating it in a 8-bit video game, montage type video series, which is pretty fun. Cinefix is who's doing it. And the first one, seasons 1 and 2. The second one, seasons 3 and 4. And it recreates, a lot of the things that happen in the TV series. It just shows them in an 8-bit video game form. I don't think they have a playable version. I'd like to play it, to tell you the truth. Being a kid from, the 80s where, back, in the original Nintendo where you had, the graphics were just not even close to where they're at now. And video games were, the way we even think of video games now isn't even, we couldn't even dream back then when we first started playing regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo and all that, and prior, with small little 8-bit, 16-bit, characters and everything and maps in the game. It's just really funny. So check that out as well too. Let me know what you guys think about that in the description below. So that's pretty fun. I laughed. I thought it was funny. Also, apparently there's supposed to be a trailer for Fear the Walking Dead, at least maybe a teaser or something in Talking Dead after the finale for Season 5. I haven't seen that officially confirmed, but that's what people in the comments are telling me. So very cool. So excited for that as well. That'll be after episode 16. So yeah, so that's pretty much all the extra stuff. Let's get into the questions. So the first one I got, which I thought was a good question, is from MattyTV, and he says, what is your opinion on Jessie? Do you think she becomes part of the survivors, or do you think she will be killed off in the finale or even at some point in season 6? Okay. So to give my thoughts on that, they did bring in a good actress for the role of Jessie. You've got Alexandra Breckenridge, who was in American Horror Story. She's in True Blood. She's been in lots of different things. So she's a recognizable TV series actress right at this point. So she is a good actress for them to bring in. So because they brought her in, I'm going to say that I do think she'll be around for at least a little while. I don't think she'll be killed off in the finale. I'd be very surprised if she was. Season 6, I think we could see her be killed off at some point in Season 6, probably either end of first half or second half, which is, I don't know how I feel about her as a character. The comic book series version, I really didn't care much for the character at all. The TV series version, I feel like a lot more like she's, more developed character and has more to her than in the comic book series, where she basically, after Rick helps her out, she throws herself at Rick, and, Rick, prior to that, at least in my reading, did not have any intentions to be in a relationship with her. He was just doing his job as a cop, and he saw what was happening with Peter, And so because Peter was hitting his son as well too, and so Rick basically attacks him. And, because of what he's doing. And we don't get the idea in the comic book series that Rick has any kind of attraction to this Jessie character prior to the fight with Peter. It seems that Jessie likes him because he had, helped her out, had saved her from Pete, who was a vicious bastard of a husband. So the TV series version is a lot different. They've expanded on that quite a bit. They've added in kind of some selfish motives for Rick in that situation, which I think has turned out pretty good. And, adding some more complexity and kind of a more darker side, making him a little bit darker than he was in the comic book series, kind of more selfish, more like Shane, which is awesome, where I didn't get that vibe at all in the comic book series. So, with regards to where Jessie's going to go from here, I hate to say it, but I don't think she's going to be a long-term survivor, and that's mainly because of her role in the comic book series, but in the TV series, I don't think she's going to become a survivor. The title I use for this video is Jessie a Survivor. The reason why is because a survivor or the survivors is our main group in The Walking Dead. So we used to call it Rick's group. But at a point, Kirkman came up with the name for them, the Survivors. We've heard Abraham call the group that before, your Survivors. So the name of their actual group is the Survivors. That's what their name is. So that said, will she become one of their group? Double meaning, is she one of their group? Is she a survivor? And will she actually survive? So to answer the question, and I think MattyTV brought up a great question here, I don't think she is really a part of the survivors. I don't think she ever will be part of the survivors. No, I don't think after all her time in Alexandria, she's going to be able to morph into somebody who's killing zombies and doing, that whole thing. I just can't see it. I can't see her out in the wild killing zombies with a knife or, a sword or a gun or something. I just can't see it, And I feel like with what Rick's doing is he's kind of trying to kind of live like a regular life again. Like in part, he's trying to set up like a regular family, home again, which is something that he hasn't had in The Walking Dead after, zombie apocalypse hits and he wakes up and everything. Prior to that, of course, you have Carl, you have Lori, they had a home, they had a family. I think he's more trying to, that the idea of that is so appealing to him, he's willing to fight for it, he's willing to kill for it. But I don't know if that idea, that state, applies to a zombie apocalypse. I don't think it does. I don't think that you can have like a regular home family, and then the husband goes out, and does work or something, and the wife stays home and takes care of the kids. That kind of old school, which nowadays you have a lot of women that are working in the workforce, that kind of thing. But, like way back when, you have that kind of idea that you have the woman who raises the kids, takes care of the kids, takes care of the home, the baby, that kind of thing with Judith and Carl and Ron and helps raise them. Then the husband goes out and makes a living. That kind of old school atypical family of maybe, the 1800s or whatever, right? Or early 1900s, before the feminist movement and all that. So that ideal, I don't think makes sense for a zombie apocalypse. I don't think it does. I don't think in the long run, like we saw with Lori too, and yeah, she gave birth, so that was what ended up doing it, actually killing her. But I don't think you can have that kind of atypical family in a zombie apocalypse where a wife is going to be able to survive for years and years on end without at some point having to defend herself. If the husband goes off and, a good number of zombies come through or something, at some point I would think she would have to defend herself. Something's going to happen. And when it does, is she going to be able to defend herself? Is she going to be able to make it? I kind of would say I don't think so. I don't think she will. Now, that would probably be like a season 6, season 7 type thing. I'd like to see the character survive on through season 6 or 7. Maybe at the end of season 7 or something, have her killed off at that point in time, or 8 or something like that. But I don't think she's going to be a long-term survivor where we're going to see Alexandra Breckenridge in The Walking Dead in, 10 seasons from now. If they get to season 15, will she still be there? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Even though I like to kind of see Rick have that kind of life for a while, I don't think in the long term it makes sense. I like the Walking Dead comic series version better, where eventually he chooses a partner that is somebody that has been through similar types of circumstances as he has, right? And I think that's eventually what we will see in the TV series. So is she a survivor? I don't think so. I think she's an Alexandriite, right? I think that's what she is. And she may not see eye to eye with Rick's speech, and you can see in the background when Rick's giving the speech and pulls out the gun. She kind of is turning on him right then and there. She's wondering what the hell's going on here? What did I get myself into? This kind of thing. She was afraid of Peter, but now look at what Rick is capable of. Now he says he'll protect her and stuff, but she would have some fear, I would think, after what Pete has done, because he's a doctor and stuff. So most people would trust him. And then on the other side, he's doing the stuff that most people wouldn't expect, and she wouldn't expect. So what about Rick? She'll be scared of him even more so, I would think, until she gets used to him after a while. So I think that the thing with Jessie is it's a temporary thing. I don't think it's going to last forever. That's what I'm saying basically here. Let me know what you guys think, though. Write in the comments below. Could you see Alexandra Breckenridge alive as a character in The Walking Dead? Is Jessie in season 10? Could you see her in season 15? I don't think so. I don't think she's a long-term survivor. Maybe a few season survivor. That's about it. So next one's also from MattyTV because he asked some great questions. I think it's a he. He says, I was just wondering on your opinion about if you think Nicholas will use the J gun on Glenn. So that's for the finale questions. Glenn and Carol are my top kind of original group of survivors that I'm most worried about for the finale. I think I'm okay with Daryl at this point. We got a comment about that we're gonna go over in a minute. But I think Nicholas is going to use the J gun soon. It'll either be in the finale or in the first half of season 6. Probably the finale because it's 90 minutes, so there's a lot of room for a lot of different stuff to happen. So I would think so. Hopefully we'll see it tonight. We'll see. But I think he might try to because him and Glenn have beef right now, right? Next one is from This Swamp Fox. And This Swamp Fox says, just wanted to back you up on your Daryl theory. I don't think they will kill him yet because and it's not my theory. You got to understand. I'm responding to what you guys send me. I'm responding to what you guys say. For the most part, it's not just my. A lot of people were thinking something similar, and that affects me when I bring something forward in a video. So he says, I don't think they will kill him yet because I saw a video on AMC the other day that showed Daryl's new motorcycles. They built him 2 custom bikes. These are set up just like Daryl would build them. I don't think they would spend upwards of $100,000 on 2 new bikes to just use them for a quick view of them and then in 1 or 2 episodes. They would have just bought one already built. At least that's what I think, but who knows. So, and then he says, anyway, Trev, I love your videos. I watch them every day. Well, thanks, man. See, this is a great comment. I had to include this one because this is a perfect example of where this isn't spoilers, right? Someone is using a piece of knowledge that's been put out by AMC or a piece of evidence that, AMC has taken this actually put this much money into building the bikes. So based on that, we can say that, unless they give the bike to someone else, he doesn't feel like they would put that much money into building custom bikes for Daryl if they're just going to kill him off. And he's absolutely right. I would say that's a perfect, rebuttal or refute to anybody saying that they'll probably kill Daryl off in the finale or soon, because if they're investing a lot of money into the character's gear, motorcycles, crossbows, whatever, then, it's very unlikely they're going to kill him off soon. And I agree with him. I think he's right here. Yeah, I'm not so worried about Daryl anymore, but what happened with Tyrese just got me a little bit, I was like a little bit, worried that we wouldn't know, and also his comment about the Kleenex, bring Kleenex to the finale thing. But we'll see. It could be misinfo because some other people are telling me there's no deaths. So I don't know. Sometimes spoilers get out there. I don't know how. I hope there is at least probably 1 death or 2, at least 1 from the core survivors group. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. So. Okay, we'll do a couple more. Next one's from Amelia Ray Jonan, and he or she says, hey, Trev Q&A, do you think the survivors are using their guns way too much? I think they should save their ammo for the other survivors and not the walkers. Absolutely. He's absolutely correct. They're definitely using their ammo way too much, especially the walkers that are coming up to the gate. You have Sasha who's shooting them down in that. Totally wasting, completely wasting, and they don't have the technology yet to cast bullets. So at some point in time, hopefully we'll see that. We'll see that down the road, but right now they don't. And as such, they pretty much shouldn't use their guns unless they absolutely have to. Granted, Sasha's not really listening. She's kind of doing whatever the hell she wants. She's going around killing zombies that she really doesn't need to, just to get out her aggression and her anger, which is understandable based on her situation. That a lot of people, pretty much everybody she's cared about is being killed off, basically. But they should probably, use a knife or something through the gate when they come up to the gate, I would think. I think that's the best way, and you don't waste any ammo that way. But yeah, I do think they're wasting their ammo too much. But that said, we don't know how much the people of Alexandria have. They have a lot. They seem to have a lot of supplies, and they've had a really easy time in the zombie apocalypse compared to our survivors and other groups out there. So with them, who knows? They may have a lot stockpiled. They may have been able to find a lot because they seem smart too, right? They have a lot of people in Alexandria that are pretty intelligent, just not for surviving in a zombie apocalypse. So they may have, been able to figure out some spots to go to get a lot of ammo, and the area was heavily populated. So they may have a lot of ammo. We don't really know how much total they have and whether or not they have to worry about it. The people at the prison before Rick went to get the stuff from Morgan, at that point, they were running pretty low, and we know that, right? So they had to be really, they had to really be careful. Granted, over the long run, they still shouldn't waste ammo. There shouldn't be any point, like the governor says, never waste a bullet. And he's right. You really should, because at some point in time, you may need that. It's a save the last one type thing. You got a -1 for yourself, just in case you wind up in a Noah situation and don't want to go all shock-faced and get eaten alive by zombies. So, some people like that when I did my review, when I did that. I don't know why. Anyway, it was kind of a silly scene. Like, you see his face and his eyes are like so wide open. Glance is looking at him. Anyway, okay, one more from him. So, Emily Rajonen, he also says, he's from Finland, by the way. He says, greetings from Finland. Like, what, Finland? Wow, man. Crazy, like just the different places around the globe, right? And then he says, do you like the comic book version of the Alexandria people better than in the TV series? Because in the TV series, they're doing some pretty disgusting things, like leaving people, letting Pete hit Jessie and not listening. The people who wanted to join them so they wouldn't just get killed by some group that wants a safe zone, they do similar things in the comic book, but not as much. Keep up the good work. Well, they're different, right? And thanks for the questions from Finland, Amelie. So is the comic book series version, do I like them better? Here's the thing. I never really liked the comic book series version of the people of Alexandria anyway. It's kind of like in the comic book series, Rick's group joins them, but then they quickly kind of take over, from them. In terms of, you have to look at specifics of individuals. In terms of Douglas versus Deanna, I would say I like Douglas better from what we've seen so far. He seems like a stronger leader. He's not so passive. Seems like he's more kind of in charge type thing, and he's willing to kill people if Rick gets out of line. He may have to kill him. He's not afraid to say it. TV series version, Deanna, she is not even willing to question the idea of having to kill somebody. What about a group that attacks that's going to, point guns at you and shoot? Are you going to hesitate when you have to kill them? It's a good question, right? So in a zombie apocalypse, I think you pretty much have to be okay with being able to kill people. If not, I know it's kind of dark, and Deanna doesn't want to hear that, but you have to be able to defend yourself. In a zombie apocalypse, killing others is just something. It's like an everyday part of life. People are dying all the time. People are not the top of the food chain anymore, and you need to be able to do what you have to do in order to make it. So in terms of them, but each character, is different. The TV series version of Jessie I like way more than the comic book series version of Jessie, just because, like I said, Rick likes her prior. It changes a lot of dynamics. I like the acting and kind of the dialogue between Andrew Lincoln's Rick and Alexandra Breckenridge's Jessie, and kind of the kind of shadiness that they've added in there for Rick's side. I like that a lot. So you have to look at the individuals. Nicholas is a dick in both. Right now, I'd say I like him even less than the TV series. I hate him more. Then you got characters like Aiden, who didn't exist, who I didn't really like, but I felt bad for at the end, right? How could you not? And you got Noah, and you got all these different ones that are added in here. Tobin and the others, we haven't seen a lot from yet. You've got Reg or you've got Regina in the comic book series. You know who I like better? I don't know. You know, it's we haven't seen enough of some of them yet. So all in all, which do I like better, the comic series version of Alexandria or the TV series version? It's hit or miss. It's different for each character. You know, because of Jessie, maybe I'd say, and then what they've done with her, maybe I'd say a TV series version I like better. But you know, then again, you got Nicholas, you got Deanna, who from the TV series I don't like as much as their comic book counterparts. So it's not a straight one or the other. It's kind of depending on the character is what I would say. So anyway, won't go on for too long here. Got some other questions, but I'm going to save them for this week. Of course, there should be lots of things for us to talk about after the finale airs. Should be great. Really excited for it, man. I mean, I look forward to The Walking Dead all year. Of course, make videos. You guys seen this week how many videos I made like on vacay, and I've been doing some other stuff, but just like making so many videos just because I'm so excited about the series. I can't help it. I just want to, you know, talk with you guys about it and just make lots of videos. Weeks like this, it's really easy. You know, the hard ones are when, like, during the summertime, midway through the summer, you know, there's nothing new, there's nothing really to talk about, and I have to try to make videos for you guys. Anyway, those are difficult weeks, but this week, definitely easy. You know, lots of awesome stuff to talk about, theories and all kinds of different stuff, Q&As and, you know, video topics, lots of things. And of course, tonight, very excited for it. I hope you guys really enjoyed a lot, and you know, hope you'll come back and check out the review and the predictions afterwards. Still do the normal stuff. Review will be done for you guys. Going to do the predictions because people actually, I never thought that people would like my thoughts on what's going to happen next, you know, more than my reviews. But nowadays, people do. More people watch the predictions for what I think is going to happen next than people watch the reviews. And they thumb them up more, too. So it's really weird to me that people are not even as interested in the reviews as they are on what I think is going to happen next. So, of course, the predictions will be up. We'll do death predictions this week. We'll do lots of Q&As this week. Lots of good stuff coming for you guys. Just because this season of The Walking Dead's ending doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos for at least a couple weeks. After a few weeks, then we may start running out of things to talk about because we've covered basically everything for the finale. But, of course, you know, going to continue on through the summer as I always do and make at least a few videos a week for you guys pretty much every week. Maybe we can continue doing some throwbacks because we did some of those before this season started and it was fun. So I'd like to do some more with you guys if you're interested. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of these questions we went over in this one. What you think about the Alexandria characters, which ones you like better, comic book series, TV series, what you think about the character of Jessie, is she a survivor, how long do you think she's going to make it for, and of course, what you think about tonight, how excited are you for tonight. Some people ask me to do a reaction video too. If it's a big finale, I may do that, and then of course top fives as well, so there'll be lots of stuff coming. I'll make lots of videos for you guys tonight and tomorrow. Anyway, that's it for this one today. Enjoy it, guys. Hope you have fun tonight, and as always, it's Trev saying peace.